So next we got Hell's Paradise, episode 13. This was the season finale, confirmed. This episode was called Dreams and Reality.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So after thinking they defeated Zhuzhan, or Mudan as it says in the descriptions, Sagiri and Yuzuriha are put on their back foot by a transformation. Afterwards, the main cast realizes they have some hard truths they need to deal with. Guys, I really enjoyed this episode, but it did open up with Shion saving Yuzu and Sagiri's ass. And then him explaining. Sorry. And then he explained he's been, training with monsters on the way to them. You kind of hear the rumbling and whatnot going around. He can see Tan. That's how he sees, Tao. But I thought this was a pretty good episode. I don't know if it was a great finale overall, but overall, I think the story is really heating up. But then Shion really got that beaten up on Mudan. I thought it was a really cool episode, man. And it's some cool fight scenes.
Yeah, definitely. I really enjoyed. I mean, Shion's a badass, so like watching him fight is always really fun. And the fact that he just like casually trained up on how to like fight monsters who can use Tao on the way. That's some big brain shit, dude.
Yeah, Homeboy is a master. He's like considerably older than any of the other characters in our main cast. Maybe outside of the dragon blade there. But he is extremely wise, and he knows his blade and how to use it and his energy.
And it's wild that like we've seen him, fight one of these Tenzin before, and he just got his ass handed to him and had to run away. And now he's out here taking down like the ultimate form of a Tenzin. That's wild. So
yeah, I definitely think that's an interesting point to bring up. I think his main goal in the first fight against the Tenzin was to save the young girl whose name is escaping me.
Yeah.
Narugai.
Yeah.
Narugai, yeah, because that's what the other Yamato clan member wanted, and he was basically just accepting his last wishes as he died in an epic battle.
Yeah, I thought it was more. It had to do with strategy, like he didn't understand the Tenzin yet. He was just getting attacked and had to immediately react. He was trying to keep Tensa and Narugai afterwards alive, and himself, right? And Tensa had to kind of like fall on the sword there and kind of figure out what to do. But like once he gathered his thoughts, I think that goes back to his battle experience and being wise. He's like, okay, I saw how they fight. I know what they can do. I know they can come back alive. Their energy has to be coming from somewhere. And then he was also getting some intel from Yuzu, Sagiri, and Senta as he was fighting. That was also helping him out.
And our girl Narugai, she can throw down, bro. She can move.
Yeah, I was very surprised by that. Like she's some little girl from the mountains, but she was boxing for real, for real.
Hey, dude.
Trainer?
No, that's all freaking that's all something she knew. I mean, like, never count out a mountain child who's been raised fighting mountain lions and shit, because
her superpower is country.
I mean,
100%, dude.
I mean, look at Luffy, Ace, and Sabo just growing up fighting giant monkeys and shit. Like, that's how you learn to box.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was really cool how they had her moving around. Immediately became really good with the blade. I don't know if she got a little bit of training from Shion while she was, coming up in the woods, but she definitely seemed very comfortable and confident as this battle was going on. It was also a pretty cool point that Shion's Tao being incompatible with Mudan's. There must only be like a few different types of Tao, because I mean we already have at least 2 to 3 people's Tao who is incompatible with Mudan's. So I thought it was a pretty cool point. It kind of had to be for plot in this situation because he was doing the saving, but yeah, it can't be too diverse. There might be like an elemental thing that comes into play later down the line, but as far as like the base Tao, I think it's just very simplistic.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially, from what they've said, it's the energy of yin and yang. I mean, that's why they talk about pumping to make it stronger.
Yeah,
And
and
I'm I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, I don't really understand like the compatibility issue. I mean, compatibility stuff that they're talking
Mhm.
about with Tao.
Right.
Like, I don't really understand how that's. I guess they just haven't talked about it enough or something. Because I don't get why that him being incompatible um has given him more of a chance to kill them. You know what I mean? Like, why
I
can't someone compatible with him kill him too? So.
Well, I mean, it's the whole situation of opposite forces can take each other out. I mean, you think water and fire and stuff like that, from what I understand. And I'm assuming that Zhu Jin is very powerful in the yin or the yang form of Tan. And during this fight, to go towards the end of it, we'll get back to more of the meat and potatoes of it. But Zhu Jin on his defeat basically says, "Thank you." And it's because he showed Xion showed him the perfect balance of yin and yang Tan, which is something they've been trying to do in the Tencent, in the Horai, and all that for thousands of years, and they just haven't been able to do it. So I think it's really interesting that these humans, I guess, can just pull this off. You know, like maybe it's like a difference in how they're raised or something like that. But I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I didn't know that's why he said that. I don't know. Like, I thought maybe he was like being tortured on the island or didn't really want to be doing what he was doing, and that's why he was okay to die. But that also makes sense. But I think maybe because the humans have more battle experience.
I don't know if it's battle experience or more balance. You know,
Well, it's probably well. I'm saying what I'm saying is like their balance comes from their battle experience, right? You have the Tenson that have been alive for maybe thousands of years, but you heard them say, "Hey, I haven't seen anybody like you for hundreds of years." So they haven't had to fight anybody. They've had like the Hoko or whoever, the tree people in line. They've had like the other monsters that serve them. So they're not actively fighting people. And like you have somebody that like Shion has maybe been alive for 40 or 50 years, but all he knows is the blade. He's been fighting, he's been blind for maybe 10 plus years. And he's been using Tao repeatedly to fight. You know,
yeah.
their overall
It's
mastery might be better, but I think for battle purposes, like the humans might have an advantage.
also though he mentioned that Sagiri has Tao that can counteract him, and as we saw clearly, Sagiri doesn't have a lot of battle experience. I mean, all she's done is chop heads.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
she also has incompatible Tan to the Tencent. So I think that it might be something more with human nature and the balance you find through that.
It might be. It might be. But yeah. I mean, I think Sagiri got lucky that hers was uh incompatible with Mudan's again. I think that was a luck part of it.
Yeah,
So, but we will see. We will see. This was a
definitely.
very dense 13 episode season, man.
Yeah. I honestly think like they laid more groundwork in this show than most of the season long anime that we've watched in a long time. Like they laid this shit down, you know? Like this is a very backstory, and I'm trying to think of the right word. There's just a lot of content that they've smacked into
World
this.
building.
Foreshadowing.
It's like this is really good world building.
Yeah.
Above anything else. I thought the animation was good for this season. I thought the story was good, but the world building and how they put so much into 13 episodes is crazy.
100%.
I mean, even going into the next season, we got 3 to 4 issues right off the top of my head that they're gonna have to deal with, soon
100%.
that they've been laying down. So, and each one of them is like not a easy issue. So,
Yes. Pacing
Definitely.
is really good in this anime. Um, but yeah, so while they were fighting Mudan or Zhuzhan, he was kind of sticking them with his little prickly his little prickly flowers. I'm not sure what to call them shits. um, and he ended up getting Shion with him, but really fucked up Senta. And like he had flowers growing in him, but they were able to pull the flowers out of him, not really stop the bleeding, but pull the flowers out of him. And he ends up dying. And I thought a really cool moment from this episode was when Sagiri was like crying over his grave. after this battle, commenced, and they kind of did their thing with Mudan, and like she's over his grave, and she's like, I swear that, the rest of us are leaving this fucking island, and we don't get to see that kind of resolve out of Sagiri a lot, and it was just a heavy moment because we learned a lot about Senta and Yuzu. I thought it was fucking awesome, boys. I
Yeah.
thought this was like this is gas. This is pretty gas.
This is a great episode. But before we get to all that, I want to go back to when Shion and Sagiri actually joins the fight, and Sagiri is basically playing the decoy. And there's a scene where they're like, you need to go for the stomach or I don't remember what they call it.
I don't know. I mean, we just called it the navel.
The navel. You gotta go to the stomach, the navel, because that's where their roots are. That's where they come out of.
Mm-hmm.
And our boy Senta over here on his last leg, he's on the way out the door, yells, the creature resembles a flower, go for the oval, which is the center of a flower. And that key moment was what gave Shion the ability to actually defeat this giant flower monster that Judan had turned into.
Big Senta. Big Senta.
Dude, when he sliced it open and there were like 50 heads in there, I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, what the fuck is going on, dude?
I still don't know what's going on.
I feel like I haven't known what's going on 80% of this show.
I'm just here to watch them, slash and, watch Yuzu do her thing. So,
hey, man, she can do her thing all she wants on me. I mean, what?
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Yeah. And like, we also saw like Shion, like, really beating himself up for letting Tenza die. And like, I won't forgive myself. I won't forgive these Tensen. You gonna die, but we both might die. So it was cool to see that resolve out of him, and like that's why we saw Sagiri and Nuragai, join the fight, and that was pretty cool that Nuragai like had that little power where she gives people hugs and like re-energizes them. I thought that was a cool little point right there.
Yeah, very interesting way to transfer Tao, I guess, because that's what it looked like it was.
Yeah, I definitely think that's what it was. It was kind of funny that it didn't work on Yuzu though, or she might have been bullshitting.
Yuzu just didn't want the gas.
Nah, she didn't want no fucking smoke, bro.
I thought it was funny when Shion was like, just don't latch on to me out of nowhere like that.
Yeah, my man was trying to maintain frame right there. He don't get a lot of hugs and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. But we got a lot to get to at the end of this episode, guys. I mean, like, so there's a whole scene after they defeat Jujin or Mudan or whatever we're calling it. And it was crazy because like, so they're talking about Gabimaru, how Sagiri's basically like, I'm worried about Gabimaru. Like, this isn't about the Yamada clan being handlers and the criminals being criminals. Like, we're all on the same team now to get out of here. And Yuzuriha brings up a crazy point about how Sagiri basically mentioned that we know the elixir is out there because Gabimaru's clan leader is immortal. And I called it. I'm just saying.
We don't know if it's true yet, dog.
I'm pretty sure I called it, dude. I mean, Yuzuriha's like, that could have been illusion magic. It could have been genjutsu, essentially. And we don't know. But I think that is the thing that makes the most sense for him being an immortal person, is he's just throwing shade on everybody else, being like, ha, you're a bunch of idiots hanging on the bush laughing.
Right. Yeah, like it makes sense, like to like, they're not even gonna try to kill me if they don't think I can be killed.
And a lot of it goes into grooming these young shinobi to turn them into mindless killers. And she even brings up a point that Gabimaru's wife could potentially even just be an illusion, which I don't bite on that one. But what do you guys think?
I swear to God, bro.
All I know is Dan said, genjutsu of this level does not work on him. So I had to throw a little Naruto reference in it.
I got you.
I think it would. The only reason why I believe that may be true is because of what's going on with our boy Gabimaru at the same time as all this shit's happening. He's starting to, not remember and question, shit. And it almost makes me believe that he comes so close to death, maybe, that it wiped it away, his genjutsu. And maybe now he sees, you know, he don't remember, the fake shit. So,
Right. Yeah. Man, I really hope his wife is real, bro. Like for
Yeah,
real. That would be heartbreaking. Um, but like I feel like there's also like a good chance that it was an illusion. But that would be a great plot point, right? Like you made me think I was in love with this whole person and she's not real. I'm coming for your bitch ass.
yeah, I think it's really interesting because like while I don't think that Gabimaru's wife is fake, because like if you're gonna make an illusion, why are you gonna make her have a scar that nobody in the village thinks she's pretty? Like make her a babe, you know?
well, he's got to have a way for, Gabby Maru to think that he deserves her. You know what I mean?
And
I
then
don't know.
also like, he's trying to appeal, like he knows like Gabby Morrow actually has feelings and they're all that hollow, quote unquote. And he's trying to like appeal to his inner person. He probably knows Gabby better than he knows himself. He's like, okay, like even though I've trained this motherfucker to be a ruthless killer, if you break through all that, I still have this over him.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if I'm looking at it and I'm like, you're gonna train somebody to be a ruthless shinobi. Like, don't give them an out. You know, like that doesn't make sense to me if you're from the standpoint of the leader of the village. I guess. You know, like why would you try and put a illusion out there to convince him to not be a ruthless shinobi when that's what you trained him up to be? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Well, it could have been that his own illusion worked against him. He tried to make somebody that he would love, and then like this person that he made up in his head, Gabby Morrow takes it a step further, and this fictional person is actually turning him into a real human being with feelings.
I
don't
don't
know.
think so.
I don't know.
I think
That's a toss. That's a law. That's a fucking Hail Mary.
I
But
think
I don't know. They're
Brett
doing a
Favre
good
up
job
in
with
here,
this shit.
baby.
Yeah.
I think that portion of it's a load of crap. I think that
hope
he
so.
is using genjutsu to seem immortal to these young shinobi to make them think like we need to protect this man. He's the god, you know?
Yeah. I mean, but like, then how do you explain all of this? Like, that's what Yuzu's really bringing up is like, um, was it Shion or Sagiri? Somebody said that, like the shogunate is not going to accept that we just can't find it. We can't find the elixir of life. That's just not acceptable.
Yeah.
So they got to figure that out. Gabimaru doesn't have his fucking memory right now. He doesn't remember anything from like this whole series, as it stands.
He's fixing to wipe out, the people that he's with, because he's like, let me just play along and see what's going on because I have no idea who these people are. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, but I'm Gabimaru the Hollow.
yeah.
I'm that boy.
I think all of that is a drawback of using Tao when you're not trained in it. I think that's what
100%.
it is. I think that
100%.
basically the usage of Tao is putting him in a weakened mental state, I guess. So I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's what happened. We also saw with Sagiri, she was like coughing up blood from using too much towel. So there's a lot of different ramifications that we are yet the series has yet to explore. But I also want to talk about this post credit scene.
Yes.
So the Shogunate is sending some big boy Yamada clan members, and I forget what Homeboy's name is, but he gets to handpick a team to go monitor the island. So shit's gonna pop off maybe right out of the gate next season when they pull up, and I wonder how that's gonna play out because he's not gonna see it how the rest of these guys see it. They all think they're on one team, but the new Yamada clan members are probably going to be trying to take out the ones that have been on the island.
I think so. Yeah, I think it'll add like a secondary antagonist, and I'm really excited for that, and potentially a third antagonist.
Potentially.
Is it the Izawagure clan? Is that what
I think
It's something like that. You didn't say it right, but something like that.
Gabimaru's clan comes in, dude. Like we're gonna have like a fucking mishmash of combatants, and it is gonna turn it up to 11, and I'm so excited for that.
The boxing is gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Post credit scene was huge. I thought that laid the groundwork for season 2 really well, which hopefully comes next year. I don't know when it's gonna drop, but hopefully next
Feed
year.
Feed
It
me
is
more.
confirmed, so we just don't know a date. And you know how Mappa is, so
I'm so tired of
Yeah.
fucking 3 years for a season of anime.
let's hope
So
not.
before we close this out, boys, thoughts on the season? You guys got a rating? What's up with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it like a nice like 7.6. I really enjoyed it. So a lot of the backstory and the world building they brought into it. I loved all of the religious aspects getting brought into it. I thought that was super cool. The fights were great. Obviously, if this season does well, I think Map is gonna put a little more money into it, so we might get even better boxing next season. But overall, this is probably one of my top 2 or 3 shows from this season of anime. And this season of anime hit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I guess mine will be like I'd say like a high 7 too. I really enjoyed all the fighting and stuff. All the Tau and the all that kind of stuff, the power side of stuff. It's a little bit confusing for me, but I think that just comes with, it just first being introduced, and they're introducing us to a new power and all that stuff. And but it's fine because you got all the massive boxing that we've seen, plus you got Yuzu, Sagiri, Gabby
Oh,
Maru. It's
I'm picking up what you're putting down here.
Yeah,
you added
yeah.
Gabby Maru, which makes me a little confused.
Hey.
But
no, so
Yeah, I think we got Tyler's we got Yuzu on best girl watch right now for Tyler.
nah.
So hear me
not
out.
best girl.
Hear me out. A theory. So if Gabby Maru doesn't, remember his wife, even if she's real or not, this gives an opportunity for Gabby Maru and Sagiri to ascend to the next level.
More
Hey.
importantly, Gabby Maru and Yuzu.
Well, yeah.
Not
I'm
a shot,
rubbing, you
dude,
guys
not a
can't see it,
shot.
but I'm rubbing
Wait.
my hands together.
Wait.
He said he sees the vision.
Wait, 3.
Okay.
Gabby Maru, Sagiri, and Yuzu. What about that?
This ain't this kind of show, bro. This isn't an isekai. We're not getting a harem. Come on.
No, it's already happened, bro.
Oh, boy.
I made it happen.
Oh,
I just
boy.
said it.
I made it happen. You're a nut. You're a nut.
It's up
dude.
to me. It's up to me. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna give it a Dan took my number. Dan took my number at 7.6. I'm gonna give it a 7.7.
Wow,
yeah, I
you
think-
could just agreed.
Nah, I'm good. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7.6. It was just incredibly dense. I thought the animation was good. Thought it was well above par. The story and the world building were really great. There's a ton of characters that I'm already attached to, and we're only 13 episodes in, which is more than what I can say for most anime, just right off the bat, right there. One of my favorites for this season here. So
I think it's probably my favorite show from the rundown. I'll say that.
undoubtedly mine. Yeah, it's not even close for me.
Well, besides One Piece, but
I mean, we that's a whole different thing.
What
Yeah,
about
Detail.
Demon Slayer? Did you forget about Demon Slayer?
I like this more than Demon Slayer.
better than Demon
Yeah?
Slayer for me.
Okay.
Yeah, for
Demon
sure.
Slayer had better animation, but I mean, Demon Slayer
Story-wise?
is so fucking predictable.
100%.
Which is
Yeah,
fine,
story wise, this was
but-
way better. This was way better. So,
Okay.
you boys ready for the next?
Let's do it.
Sure.